Morning. It is wonderful to see you on this very indecisive day. Is it going to be sunny? Is it going to be cloudy? What is it going to do? But here we are this morning on this gorgeous April day. It's good to be with you. I'm the Reverend Dr. Beth Johnson. My pronouns are she, they, and I want to welcome you to our congregation. This morning, I am thinking about living love through the practice of joy. I'm thinking about roosters who wouldn't be quiet. I'm thinking about how we live love in these times, and how we love and how we serve and how we honor. This is a song that we've done previously, and I'm so excited that we're going to do it again, but I'm extremely distracted by the most beautiful child in the world. One of the most beautiful children in the world, one of the most beautiful, smallest children. Hi, sweetie pie. How are ya? Good to see ya. How you doing? Yeah, I love your onesie. How are you? It's good to see you today. Yeah, you got sparkly shoes. Great. Well, and this is basically why we're here, right? To create a multi-generational, multi-pluralistic congregation where all are honored no matter who you are on your journey. So the song that we're going to do is, we've done it before. It's called Let Us Love, and there's two parts. So I'll go ahead and remind us of the parts. There's a lower part. Here's the lower part. Let us love, let us serve, let us honor one another, right? Oh, let us love, let us serve, let us honor one another. And Jamie played that low. Here's the melody. Love one another, serve one another, honor one another as equals hand in hand. Love one another. Don't watch me. Serve one another, honor one another. That's how we understand. How does that sound? You got it? I'm going to invite you to rise in body or spirit. We're going to go ahead and start with the lower part. Then we'll bring in the melody, and you sing whichever part you like. Beautiful work, beloveds. Yes.
Welcome to this place of peace, justice, and hope. In this Unitarian Universalist congregation, we affirm no matter who you are, who you love, or where you are on your journey, you are welcome here. For those of you joining us online, we are so glad that you're with us. If you are visiting with us today, we invite you to sign our visitor's book in the living room. And the living room is the room adjacent to the room that we're in right now. And if you would like to join us for a coffee hour downstairs, feel free to take a green mug so that we can be sure to greet you. However, if you are a bit of an introvert and don't want to be greeted, feel free to take a different mug. Also, members and friends, to help folks connect, remember to wear your name tags with your pronoun stickers. If you need a new name tag, see the visitors table. I am Paula. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm pleased to be with you today as your worship associate. Our music today will be provided by music coordinator Jamie Passman. We recognize that individuals of all ages and abilities have different needs during the service. In the living room at the back of the sanctuary, we provide a cart of fidgets and drawing supplies. If at any point you feel the need for movement, please feel free to get up and grab a fidget, engage in drawing, or stand or sit on the floor in the living room. And you guys might notice when I'm not up here singing with the choir or doing worship associate, I'm often back sitting on the floor. It just feels more comfortable for me. There are also different types of seating available in the back of the sanctuary. Please see a greeter for assistance if needed. May you each know you are welcome in this house of peace and joy, and may our worship and fellowship this morning touch your heart, mind, and spirit.
Thank you, Paula. I think I also want to acknowledge that expanding our fidget opportunities from just a play area or an area for children and opening that up and having really the acknowledgement of the types of diversity we have in our congregation, including our neurodiversity, is really, I want to acknowledge you, Paula, for bringing that consciousness and kind of expanding how we're expanding our welcome. So thanks for that. I also want to just mention before I go into the land acknowledgement that if you are interested in becoming a member of this congregation, our Director of Programs, Pam Fodor, and I will be in the living room this morning after the service, and you are invited. If you are so moved by the Holy Spirit of Unitarian Universalism and what you found in our community, if you would like to sign our membership book, we are going to invite you to do that. And then we'll have a formal ceremony later before the year's end. So thanks for that. I want to acknowledge that we in the western suburbs inhabit areas that are the traditional territory of Indigenous peoples. As people trying to live into a more just world, we have the responsibility to acknowledge the history and the legacy of colonialism, the harm done to Native peoples, and also to work to repair that harm. This idea, these words, and the actions that follow are so important in these days. They've always been, but in these days in particular. Our call to worship this morning is adapted from Lisa Garcia Sampson. Within this beloved community and in our work for collective liberation, may we continue to weave a web of trust and care to keep our bodies safe. But more than that, may our bodies be sites of healing, joy, and freedom. May we refuse to let our spirits be depleted and hardened by the forces of hate. Instead, may we open ourselves to be nourished and transformed by the movements for justice and love, knowing that our collective story is not what we are fighting against, beloveds. It is what we are fighting for. For ours is the work of creation. Ours is the work of inviting people into an irresistible movement rooted in our belief that a new world is possible. At the center of our work is love and joy and the spirit of abundance. These are the things that we're fighting for, and these are the things that we are fighting with. May we know deep in our bones that this is the call of our faith. Let us love one another every chance we get. Let us love in a world that is hard. It is a radical act to love. Let us serve one another every chance we get. Let us serve everyone we can in a world in need. Let us honor one another in a world of fear and hurt. Let us love, let us serve, let us honor. And let us use our voices to sing with the joy of resistance, hope, compassion, and love. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and sing our opening song. It's number 346. Come sing a song with me in your gray hymnal.
Come sing
Our chalice lighting words are by Morgan Harper Nichols. Choosing to have joy is not naively thinking everything will be easy. It is courageously believing that there is still hope, even when things are hard.
Hard to extinguish that flame. I'm going to invite up Pam Fodor, our Director of Programs for our Time for All Ages. I'm hoping the slides aren't messed up.
Good morning. I'm super excited to share this story with you, and I'm so grateful to Norma Solberg for turning me on to this book. I hope everyone feels like a rooster today because I'm going to need your best rooster impressions. So let's try it. Whatever you think a rooster sounds like, go for it. Fabulous. The rooster who would not be quiet. Once there was a village where the streets rang with song from morning till night. Dogs bayed, mothers crooned, engines hummed, fountains warbled, and everybody sang in the shower. Everyone and everything had a song to sing. This made the village of La Paz a very noisy place. It was hard to hear, it was hard to sleep, it was hard to think, and no one knew what to do. So they fired the mayor. Now, they were a very noisy village without a mayor. So they held an election. Only Don Pepe promised peace and quiet. He won by a landslide. The next day, a very polite law appeared in the village square. No loud singing in public, por favor. Things were getting better already. Oops. But more laws soon followed. No loud singing at home. No loud singing. No singing. Basta, quiet already. Until finally, the noisy village of La Paz was silent as a tomb. Notice the little doggy. Even the tea kettles were afraid to whistle. Now, some people left the village singing loudly. Others stayed behind and learned to hum. And the rest were just grateful to have a good night's sleep, for crying out loud. Seven very quiet years passed. Then one evening, a saucy Galito and his family wandered into the village and roosted in a fragrant mango tree. When the little rooster awoke the next morning, he did what roosters were born to do. He sang. As his rotten luck would have it, the mango tree grew beneath the cranky mayor's window. Uh-oh. You there, groused Don Pepe. No singing, it's the law. Well, that's a silly law, said the merry Galito. Smell this sweet mango tree. How can I keep from singing? Then I'll chop down that stinking tree, huffed Don Pepe. Will you sing then? The plucky Galito shrugged. I may sing a less cheerful song, but I will sing. And he did. Still singing, snapped Don Pepe. You have no tree, remember? I have no tree, said the Galito, but I have my hens and my chicks. How can I keep from singing? Will you sing if I throw them in a cage alone? Threatened Don Pepe. I may sing a lonelier song, but I will sing. And he did. Why are you singing now? Growled Don Pepe. You have no hens and no chicks. No hens and no chicks, said Galito. But I still have corn to eat. How can I keep from singing? And if you have no more corn, asked the mayor. Well, I may sing a hungrier song, said the headstrong Galito, but I will sing. And he did. Aren't you hungry, you crazy bird? Wailed Don Pepe. Of course, said the Galito. But if the sun can still shine despite the world's troubles, how can I keep from singing? And if you never see the sun again, snarled the mayor, and he ran for a blanket to cover the rooster's cage. I may sing a darker song, the brave Galito called, but I will sing. As the Galito song echoed down the soundless streets of La Paz, it stirred an old familiar longing for a time when everyone and everything had a song to sing. But not so with Don Pepe. Singing gave him indigestion. The next day, Don Pepe stumbled out to the yard in his nightshirt. He tore away the blanket and pleaded, "You have no tree to roost in, no hens and no chicks to comfort you, no grain to fill your belly, no sun to drive away the shadows. Why, oh why are you still singing? Promise to stop and I will set you free." One by one, a quiet crowd began to gather in Don Pepe's yard. I sing for those who dare not sing or have forgotten how, said the Galito. If I must sing for them as well, Senor, how can I keep from singing? And if I have you made into soup, the mayor thundered, I suppose you will still sing if you are dead? The entire village held its breath. Dead roosters sing no songs, he said. Ha! Crooned Don Pepe. Sure, he had won. But a song is louder than one noisy little rooster and stronger than one bully of a mayor, said the Galito, and it will never die so long as there is someone to sing it. And there was. Once again, there was a village where the streets rang with songs from morning till night. This made a very noisy place to live, and that's just the way everyone liked it. And I share with you the author's note. The author of this story is Carmen Agradidi, and she writes this. Roosters sing at sunrise. They also sing at noon, sundown, and in the middle of the night. Roosters sing when they please, and that's all there is to that. Much like roosters, human children are born with voices strong and true and irrepressible. Then, bit by bit, most of us learn to temper our opinions, censor our beliefs, and quiet our voices. But not all of us. There are always those who resist being silenced, who will crow out their truth without regard to consequence. Foolhardy or wise, they are the ones who give us the courage to sing. May it be so. Yes.
Sing our children out to their class.
There's always a lot going on around the church, and you can read all about it in News and Notes, which arrives in your inbox every Friday. And there are printed copies available. If you would like to receive News and Notes and you don't, stop by the welcome desk. I would like to now invite Dave Lloyd up to talk about our plate share for this month.
You all know, once a month, we devote our collection to an organization that shares and advances our principles. Today's collection will benefit Faith in Place. Faith in Place works with congregations of all faiths to take action for environmental and climate justice. They've been at this work for over 20 years, working directly with what is now over 350 congregations to provide new ideas, encourage us in our work, and connect multiple congregations together to accomplish environmental change. Faith in Place was instrumental in helping get our Green Sanctuary program at UCH off the ground. And they continue to give assistance and advice throughout the years. What they're really good at is coaching congregation green teams through tough times, like when there's a letdown after accomplishing a big project, or when there's a big change at a church, or the leaders are burned out. And Faith in Place helps re-energize people and connect churches to other congregations. And we've seen that firsthand right here at church. Today, all cash and checks received in the collection, unless otherwise indicated on your check, will be donated to Faith in Place. So if you're writing a check, please indicate on the memo line of your check, Faith in Place, or leave it blank. If you want your check to go to the church to pay your pledge, write pledge in the memo line. You can write pride or joy or any other cleaning product, but pledge is the one that you should use. If you didn't bring money or a check today, when you get home, you can support Faith in Place on the church website. Go to the home page, click on the Engage button, then click on Donate, and you'll find the Social Justice button. Thanks very much. On behalf of Green Sanctuary, again, we've benefited greatly over the years from Faith in Place, and on behalf of Faith in Place, thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you, Dave. Our financial contributions to this congregation allow us to live our mission to be courageous, compassionate, and committed to our purpose, which includes sharing our collection with organizations like Faith in Place, which align with our mission and purpose. Now let there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. Please join in our offertory words. This church is made up of all of us. It is what we learn together, the work we do together, the fun we have together. It is what we share with one another, with the people around us, and with the world.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you all. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate your witness. And so if you don't know, Dave is the chair of the Green Sanctuary team. So thanks so much for all you do. You know that there would be some point in the service that I would ask you to take a breath with me. And this is the time to just take a breath and arrive. We have sung song and songs and said words and used our voices to crow, not to crow, to rooster. One of you had a really good rooster song voice. I'm not who you were, but I'm just going to give you props for that. Now I'll just give you a moment to settle into your body, knowing that bodies count, just like our voices count. Without our bodies, we don't have our voices. So just arrive into this time. This is a sacred time for many around our world as we acknowledge the liberation story that our Jewish siblings are celebrating at this time, which is Passover, a time of miracles, a time of liberation, a time of justice. And think about the ways that you hold in your life any celebrations, joys, or perhaps sorrows, whatever it is that you've brought with you today. And just allow that to be with you for a moment and breathe into that. And if following the breath isn't comfortable, just feel your body on the chair, maybe your hands on your legs, and just arrive. As we reflect on what it is that we bring with us in this time. A time where we long for peace and joy and love, where we acknowledge the pain in our lives, the tears, and also feel ourselves grounded in strength. I'm going to invite you to be present to all that is and to join me in singing I've got Peace Like a River. It's number 100 in your gray hymnal if you need it. It's a zipper song. You just sing the phrases as they come up. I've got peace like a river, y'all. And so it is. We come with joy and love and tears, peace, possibility, sorrows, and beloveds, we do come with strength. So at this time in our service, I'm going to invite you to just take another breath and see what it is that you brought with you today. And I'm going to open the space for just a moment. If you would like to simply call out what it is that you've got with you today, just simply call it out into the space. It's not going to matter if everyone can hear. And just allow it to resonate. And then there'll be a time if you'd like to share something else, to come up and put a pebble in the water. But just invite you. Do you have a sorrow, something that, or a joy, or a celebration, something that's on your heart that you want resonating in this space, even if you say it quietly? Hope. invite you now, if you have something that you would like to share with the community and drop a pebble, I invite you to do that now.
I'm happy to share a joy. My son Ben, who grew up in this church 2 weeks ago, finally got married at the ripe old age of 45 to the most wonderful young woman of accomplishment and joy too. So just wanted to share.
I'm Ron, and with the rest of you, I'd like to bid adieu to two wonderful people, Tim and Charlie. Please. They're going to Virginia and leaving us behind, but our thoughts are with you guys. Thank you.
And they won't leave without saying a few words either.
Hi, I'm Rich, and it's Suzanne's birthday.
Happy birthday, to your beloved.
I will let you put stones in while I get at the end of this. On Monday, April 7th, I recorded the Colbert Show, and it was on later because there was a lot of basketball or something silly going on. And I was glad I recorded it because I was able to verbatim quote his guest, Cory Booker. In case you didn't hear it, you gotta hear it. So channel, I'm not Cory Booker, but channel Cory Booker in your mind, please. Before you tell me about your religion, first, show it to me in how you treat other people. Before you tell me how much you love your God, show it to me in how much you love God's children. Before you tell me the passion you have for your faith, show it to me through the compassion you have for others. That's religion. Have the courage to speak up. And so if you will put stones in for Cory Booker and all the others who speak up and show up and implore their elected representatives and contribute to causes that fight for causes that we hold dear.
For all who are suffering all over this world from genocide and war. Hold with me a moment of silent reflection. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, Holy One moving in, through, and among us, giving voice to our deepest desires, to our yearnings and our longings, giving voice to our sorrows and our celebrations, those large and small, for all who join together in creating a beloved community of justice and hope, of care and mutual aid. We pause in gratitude and, yes, in joy. For how can we keep from singing? And you, each of you, know this. You are always and everywhere held in love and mystery deeper than you can know. really appreciated Pam's story as often, and Norma, thank you for the inspiration. I should be thanking you. As often is the case, the stories that Pam shares are stories that inspire me and even inspire the sermon, which, of course, this one did. I love that the refrain of the rooster is, how can I keep from singing? And that is the question before us today. That is what I invite you to sing now. I'm going to leave it to you, to your body, to your spirit, to decide if you're going to sing this sitting or if you're going to rise to sing it. Just let the Spirit move you in whatever way the Spirit does. I invite you to sing with me. It's number 108 in your hymnal. It's My Life Flows On in Endless Song, or otherwise known as How Can I Keep From Singing? Thus ends the sermon. Because truly that is the question. When tyrants tremble when they hear the bells of freedom ringing. When friends near and far rejoice, how can we keep from singing? From prison cell and dungeon vile, from El Salvador to Gaza, in Palestine, in Israel, and all of the places, our thoughts are winging. When friends are by shame are undefiled, how can we keep from singing? How dare we sing, might be the question. How dare we claim joy, the raucous voice of a rooster? Remembering that the author of the story said, as children, they learn to temper opinions. We temper our opinions, censor our beliefs, and quiet our voices. But not all of us. There are those of us who resist being silenced, who will crow out the truth without regard to consequence. Foolhardy or wise, they are the ones who give us the courage to sing. Beloveds, we are invited to be the rooster in our story and to bring people along in our singing and even in our joy. Don't be quiet. What does it mean to answer the call? The call of justice, the call of love, the call that says, can you use your voice? For Mahoud Khalil, for our trans siblings, for our immigrant siblings. Even as we speak, our sister congregation, Second Unitarian in Chicago, is welcoming someone into their congregation to house. How can we keep from singing? When all around us, what we see are these amazing acts of resistance and solidarity and love that truly come from joy. But what is this joy? Sometimes we associate joy with happiness. And this is where the Dalai Lama and I have a little bit different definitions. Not that I really want to disagree with the Dalai Lama, His Holiness, did I say? For the Dalai Lama, what he talks about happiness, I think of as joy. For me, happiness is dependent on external circumstances. You know, I got this thing that I wanted. I got this raise, which is certainly a cause for happiness if you're lucky enough to get one and have a job. Joy for me is something more of a disposition. I call it abiding joy. I see it as something that we inhabit and that inhabits us. It's abiding joy in communion, in connection with all that is. My mentor, the philosopher David Ray Griffin, wrote of a spirituality that lifts up the power of connection and those who practice it. They feel at home in the world and feel a sense of kinship with all. All are viewed as having their own experiences, values, and purposes. Through this sense of at-homeness and kinship with all beings, the modern desire to master and possess is replaced in a postmodern spirituality with a joy in communion and a desire for letting be. When we live our connection with all that is, we find our call on behalf of others depends on this abiding joy. This is the joy that struggles for justice, that works for peace, that raises an endless song. In abiding joy, we're living from our connectedness with all life. I see this as living authentically who we are and apprehending our oneness with all that is. It's Poetry Month. So how could I do this service without some poetry? Yes, all voices. Mary Oliver wrote, if you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give into it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps that is the way of fighting back, that sometimes something happened better than all the riches or power in the world. If it could be anything, it could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant that love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Don't hesitate. Robin Wall Kimmerer reminds us, even a wounded world is feeding us. Even a wounded world holds us, giving us moments of wonder and joy. I choose joy over despair, not because I have my head in the sand, she writes, but because joy is what the earth gives me daily, and I must return the gift. Again, all well and good, but we're living in unprecedented times. There is a joy even in brokenness, writes the poet Roshini. There is a brokenness out of which comes the unbroken, a shatteredness out of which blooms the unshatterable. There is a sorrow beyond all grief which leads to joy, and a fragility out of whose depth emerges strength. There is a hollow space too vast for words through which we pass with each loss, out of whose darkness we are sanctioned into being, out of whose darkness we are sanctioned into being. There is a cry deeper than all sound, whose serrated edges cut the heart as we break open to the place inside which is unbreakable and whole, while learning to sing. Now, these might not be words that we would associate with joy, unless we are merely juxtaposing these concepts and saying without brokenness and shatteredness and sorrow, we could not know joy. But the poet is pointing us to what it may be for some of us different, a perhaps deeper understanding of joy. We join our rooster and friends in seeing joy as an act of resistance. And in these times, there is much to resist. In the book Black Liturgies, Cole Arthur Riley writes, "We must reclaim joy outside the artificial cheer it is often reduced to. There is a joy that is defiant, a portal to survival for our ancestors, a way we say we will not be captive to despair nor abandon our belief in joy, in beauty. It's joy with teeth." The phrase, "joy is an act of resistance," was coined by Black poet Toy Dericote, whose birthday was yesterday. The beginning of a book of poems she wrote, her love for her fish. Joy is an act of resistance. Why would a Black woman need a fish to love? Why did she need a flash of red living in a corner of her eye? And if she could love nothing close up but had to step away, come back to drop a few seeds and let it grab onto her as if it caught her on some hook that couldn't hurt? Why did she need a fish, a red thorn, or among thorns that flower? What does her love have to do with 500 years of sorrow, then joy coming up like a small breath, a bubble? What does it have to do with the graveyards of the Atlantic in my mother's heart? Audre Lorde, her concept of joy as resistance, highlights the experiencing and expressing joy, especially in the face of oppression, is a powerful act of defiance and self-affirmation, fueling the energy for change and the challenging of the status quo. It's important to note that these ideas come from Black feminists, both Toy Dericote and Audre Lorde. I call her Saint Audrey, the Black feminist, lesbian, socialist poet, and they're both poets. And this is taken up by Adrienne Marie Brown in her work on pleasure activism. Locating joy as an act of resistance is the legacy, and it highlights that experiencing and expressing joy, especially in the face of oppression, is a powerful act of defiance and self-affirmation and fueling our energy for change. Now we, most of us, do not come from the legacy of Audre Lorde and Adrienne Marie Brown and Toy Dericote and Cole Arthur Riley, but we are in this time able to sit at the feet and learn from and gain wisdom from those who have suffered oppression, those who have risen up in joy. Thinking of our pride festivals which are streaming with rainbows as an act of defiance and an act of resistance. When I think of joy as an act of resistance, I think of that flash mob that I think I told you about a couple of weeks ago, where we gathered, those of us from various communities, the Christian community, Unitarian Universalist, the immigrant community, from the trans community, all of us singing in Union Station, letting our voices rise. These flowers are from a service that was held for Bishop Oscar Romero, who was sainted after he was martyred saying Mass, because he would not stop singing, praying, and speaking. So I'm at this service, and these flowers are just gorgeous, and I can't stop looking at them. So I get handed one gift, and I said, these are the flowers. I said, I'd like to take one. Well, they're all intertwined, so I ended up leaving with this, with this picture of Oscar Romero and a cross with his face on it and these flowers. These flowers are, to me, this extraordinary, exuberant expression of joy and color amidst a service of remembrance. Because what I see in communities that I am a part of here in the Chicagoland is an extraordinary resilience, an extraordinary joy that I see in my Palestinian siblings, that I see in my immigrant siblings, that I see in my trans siblings, that I see in the people who are teaching me how we might react and resist with joy. Joy is an act of strength, of self-care. Joy celebrates culture. And collective joy is the opportunity for us to share together. One person wrote of joy as a propulsive force. It's a curious feature, she writes, of autocratic regimes that forms of joy are often banned, like in our story. Music is a common one. In China under Mao, listening to the music of Beethoven was a crime. Folk or traditional music is typically condemned, such as in Nazi Germany, which targeted Jewish music. But contemporary hits are just as suspect. The Soviet Union, for example, censored songs by artists as varied as AC/DC. Now, who would ban AC/DC? Tina Turner, Julio Iglesias. In communist Albania, famously banned the saxophone, Jamie. In Trinidad, British banned drumming. Similarly, dancing was banned and reviled. So I think we need to sing, and I also think we need to dance. Joy creates unity. It lets us reclaim our humanity. It's a manifestation of abundance. And in a time when those would like to see us deprived, our joy, our singing and our dancing is a symbol of our abundance. And it also disrupts expectations. I think you know that I belong to Mennonite Action, which they sing all the time, and Songs for Liberation. And when we're in movement spaces and we're singing, it's remarkable. People are drawn to it. They want to dance to it. They want to be part of it because there's a unity in this joy. Joy promotes resilience, and joy and hope are always linked. Always linked. Joy resides in our bodies. I think that's why I bring us into the body so often. The body is a location of resistance. It's also the location of joy and hope and possibility. And the various types of bodies we have, no matter what abilities, joy is where emerges our hope, our connection, and it happens in our bodies. The radical somatic therapist reminds us there is a truth the body remembers. It remembers freedom, movement, unscripted joy. It remembers collective dancing, sacred rebellion, ancestors who held each other while everything burned. Beloveds, when we live into this connection, we find that our call to act on behalf of others and ourselves and our community and this beautiful world is an act of abiding joy. So what I invite us to is look for the moments of joy in your everyday life. A dove cooed yesterday. Some of you know I love doves. I don't have them near me here, but back home I did. But I'm listening to music, the birds are chirping, and then unbelievably in the distance, I hear this dove. I silenced my laptop. I did not silence the birds. And I listened to the dove coo. What is the sound that brings you into joy? What is it that you see or do that brings you into joy? This joy as resistance isn't opposite of the joy that we experience in our lives in which we abide. They are linked, they're not separate. So invite us to take these times, these days. I would like to invite you to keep a joy journal. Where do you experience joy? Where do you see it? In what unexpected places? We certainly heard it throughout this service when we heard that little baby talk. That brings us joy, the joy of hope and possibility and the wonder of new life. As we close our service, I invite you to simply notice joy. Invite you to join me in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of its truth, the warmth of this community, or the fire of our commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. The Resistance Revival Chorus is a collective of more than 60 women and non-binary singers who join together to breathe joy and song into the resistance and to uplift and center women's voices. We are invited to a joy that transcends, that transports, and that troubles. I invite you into this joy. Now this song, This Joy, is one that I defy you to not sing along with, to not move to. In fact, I invite you to do that. Some of you may not do it because I said I defy you to do it, and that'll be fine. But this song is a reminder that of this abiding joy. See, Jamie, to me, that's what it means. This abiding joy. The world don't give it, and the world can't take it away. So I invite you to enjoy.
Joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have. This pride that I have. Oh, I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this pride that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this peace that I have, oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me my peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. Won't you sing about peace? This peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this joy that I have, this joy that I have. This joy that I have. Oh, yeah, now, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Resistance Revival Chorus believes in the words written by the poet Toy Darracott when she wrote, "Joy is an act of resistance."
From this place, go with joy, love, hope, and all possibility. And I love, have I told you lately I love you? I still owe you that email I sent